Good.
All right, we're running.
Okay, it is
Or not.
6:31. I'm calling the meeting to order. You're taking roll call, John, right?
All our
All
presents.
are present,
All
okay.
we have are here.
Okay. We still don't have anybody appointed by,
And we're not gonna for a while.
oh, we're not? Oh, okay.
The state still hasn't figured out what they're doing.
Well, can't the board just appoint somebody? No?
Not
Okay.
according to the regulations. It
Really?
is,
That's too
stays,
bad.
yeah, it does. It's unfortunate. But it stays open until the state figures out what they're doing.
And the person, did he not run again, or, got his name, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Randy?
Randy, he didn't run?
He didn't run again,
And
no.
didn't they have anybody else to run?
They can't fill that seat because of the way,
Oh.
the way the
The
way they wrote up the
Okay.
paperwork for the board member, yeah.
Oh,
They,
okay, all right, so this is it.
They
All
leave
right.
it up to the towns to determine it, and it clearly says that the next seat
Has to be.
stays open, yeah, so they
Okay.
can't fill it.
All
Even though
right,
even though we have a resident on the board, the law is not in place yet, so you don't count.
you're a resident.
Yes.
Yeah, and I found out that my house is counted under the affordable housing in Harwich because I got a grant like 12 years ago
Yeah,
to work
see how
on my
those deed,
roof.
yeah, those
Oh.
deed writers.
Yeah,
stay on
but
there.
that expires,
Yeah.
Doesn't three, she's got
15
3 more
I
years.
got
Yeah.
4
Okay.
years.
yeah.
But
All
that
right.
must be it too,
So-
on the board.
Yeah.
Did everybody read the minutes, and could I have an approval of the minutes for the last meeting? Could I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll approve the minutes as written.
Your motion to
The
approve the
motion
minutes?
to approve
Okay,
the minutes.
and
or-
this-
Second?
Okay, and is there any discussion on the minutes? Okay, all in favor of approving the minutes then, say aye.
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 Okay, so moved. Okay, next we have to, the financial report, which we don't, do we have to vote on this?
Yeah, this is a quarterly report,
Okay, so,
and
all right.
we're looking good for the first quarter.
It doesn't,
Well,
see anything that sticks out.
Yeah, the only one that is in the negative is the admin fund, and that's because, again, we're paying CADA out of that.
And you're waiting for reimbursement, right?
And,
Some of that, or no?
no,
Oh,
that
you're
is
paying
just,
her
we're
out of
just,
it. Okay,
yeah,
all right,
half of our hours come out of that.
okay,
And the way this is written is very confusing, because when you go down to the prorated budget and all of that, it's in parentheses,
yeah,
but that's actually a good thing.
oh, okay, okay,
It reads as a negative, but it's,
but it's not.
But it's-
right, it's a negative against what they expected, so it's less than what they
Right, so we're
expected,
under
so it's
budget.
actually
We're
a
under
positive,
budget,
yes.
right, okay.
But it is very confusing.
Could I have a motion to approve the financial report?
I will make a motion to approve the financial report as submitted.
Email.
Could I have a second to approve the financial report? Could I have a second to
I'll
approve the
second.
financial, thank you,
Second, I'm
Judith.
sorry.
Okay, is there any discussion on that, or questions on the financial report?
Just talked about it.
John kind of told us why the admin is over. All in favor then of approving the financial report, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, okay, so moved. Okay. Next on the agenda is approval of the warrants. Which I have copies of here. Are there 3 of them, or did I
There's
print
2 of
one
them.
twice? Okay, I printed one twice, okay.
We do 19 first.
Yeah, 1912. If somebody wants to make a motion?
Okay, could I have a motion to approve the warrant?
I'll second.
No, we have to
No, I
first.
need-
Yeah, I'll make the motion to approve warrant
And
2019-12.
Judith is seconding, okay, Judith.
All right.
I did want to ask one quick question.
Sure.
Yeah,
Project Dog, can you remind me what that is?
Project
Yes.
Dog.
Project Dog is a advertising website for
Oh, right,
construction.
Okay,
Bid Docs is another one.
I remember you in there. I just couldn't recall.
Oh, Project Dog, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Complete payroll is your
Technology.
payroll service, right?
they are, They're the company that does our website. They do our software.
So they do things for housing authorities? That's
Yeah.
probably out of hand.
Yes,
They do it all over.
PHA, they have a software program that they work with the state to meet all of the state's guidelines for reports, and then they build it into their software. So rather than having to spend hours trying to get the information, you just click the report and up it comes.
Any other questions on the warrant? All in favor of approving the 2019-12 warrant, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Okay, now I need a motion to approve the 2021 warrant. 2020-1 warrant.
I'll make a motion to approve the 2020-1 warrant. I thought you would be.
You thought I was in the future, huh?
I'll second.
Okay. Is there any questions or
What's the town of
discussion?
Harwich pilot?
Pilot is payment in lieu of taxes.
Okay.
And
Oh, I
what they
saw that on
do
the
is
Other report.
they discount our taxes,
Okay.
basically. Rather than paying the standard rate, they have a formula for the housing.
You're actually a nonprofit, right? Well, you're
Yeah.
actually governmental. Are you
We're a government, yeah, we're a
right.
government agency.
Okay, but in lieu of taxes.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So
A
we-
lot of nonprofits do that if they
Yeah.
can afford to
Yeah.
help cover some of the services they receive.
Payment in lieu of taxes.
Oh, you do do
It's a
that?
low.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, rather than paying the property tax, there's a formula that,
Does every, like, does Pine Oaks do that, you know?
I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing that they do, yeah.
Yeah.
So if they're truly a 501c3, as a rule, they don't have to, but most nonprofits, especially if they're getting a lot of services and they have a lot of real estate in town, do try to do a payment in lieu
Yeah.
of taxes.
Yeah.
It's not usually as much as taxes would be,
Right, right.
but it's something to help, because they get services. too.
Right,
Right,
offset
right,
the
I mean, if
cost.
just a nonprofit who doesn't own any property or anything and isn't actually receiving services, then they probably might not. And some nonprofits just can't afford it. But generally, like, even big institutions like universities and that, almost always pay.
In Boston, they do. The only reason I asked is I had sent a letter to the selectmen about, because they're a big user, according to, Cocoon is a big user of ambulance service. I said, I hope they're making a payment and make a contribution for all the ambulance service they have.
Well, and sometimes I think Medicare reimburses for some of that. I'm
Yeah,
sure that a
because-
lot of the people using the ambulance services are either on Medicare or on their own.
And they bill directly, they bill for that now.
Yeah,
They do, yes, I understood
My
that,
mom
because
was
it's
there,
especially like
got
in
hit from behind and
Brewster and places like that that have a lot of,
fire department.
Oh, really, yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, I'm not sure what they do in Chatham, but I know those,
And they get-
They're always
they
at the
don't do
Housing
that to you
Authority.
for-
right,
Yeah.
okay.
I don't think
So,
I'm
any
not-
other questions other than on the pilot program?
The guy that hit us.
I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Any other questions?
No.
Okay, could we already had a motion, we had discussion, so all in favor say aye?
Aye.
Okay, so moved.
if you'd be so kind as to sign those.
Okay, will do. So your term is, you were talking about, your term is up in May?
In May.
Okay, well, you need to get somebody else to replace you, you know.
I spoke to, I got a blank on his name, the gentleman from the Housing Committee.
Mm-hmm.
Brendan?
Art,
Not the trust, Art.
Art Bowden?
Our
Art
vote.
Bowden, and because they're kind of redefining and it's not quite clear with them, I said, I really do need to time-wise put my kids' stuff down, and so I think he's considering it. If I hear from the clerk that nobody's put in papers at the last minute, I'll get the signatures and I'll put in the papers, because otherwise you can never have a quorum.
Well, three would make a
Three,
quorum,
yeah.
everybody, we'd have to have all three of
But all
us.
three of us would have to be here.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a
So,
5-member
vote on
board,
as a
so.
backup, I will pull papers and get signatures to be on the ballot if nobody else comes forward.
Well, now that I
Alright.
know, I
But
mean, we
maybe
can
the-
all
but
ask
you all
around.
know
Nicole mentioned, I don't know if
somebody.
you'd want two people from Hedge, but she mentioned she would be interested.
Who's that?
Nicole, the director of
Okay.
Hedge, so,
That would be good.
but
Oh,
then you'd
yeah.
have two people from Hedge, I don't know if that,
I don't see a problem.
Yeah,
Should
yeah.
so that's a
They're
possibility
residents
too.
of the
Okay,
town,
good.
so I don't.
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
not
she
really
lives in-
So is 4 our full board?
5.
5, but then the other person has to be appointed, right? Or fulfill certain requirements.
They don't, that's the problem, they don't know how we're getting that 5th
And
person.
if I leave, you trying to get another government appointment ought to be fun.
Yeah,
I'm not leaving, but.
good, I'm glad to hear
Kind
that.
of stuck
But we
with me.
had 5 at one point before Randy left,
Right,
Right,
and then Randy left.
and so now they can't fill it because of the wording.
yeah.
Yes, because when they first messed everything up, the paperwork they sent out was pretty vague, and it was like, we don't really know what to tell you. Leave it up to the town clerks, let them do what they want, kind of thing. So,
So the select board, so they.
so we filled all of the slots. Right, that you were appointed, and Mark was appointed, that filled all of our slots.
Right.
But they have sent, since then, further paperwork to unclarify things that said, the way the law was actually written and passed in 2014 is that seat stays open till it's filled with a resident who is appointed by another resident, appointed by the Board of Selectmen. Not really sure how that resident gets appointed. But the law clearly says the next vacant seat stays vacant. And so they just
Why
can't
can't
fill
we
it.
get somebody that's in one of our houses?
It wouldn't matter, because the state hasn't defined the process for which that seat needs to be filled.
Don't they just have to run? Don't they just have to?
They haven't decided. That's the
Is
problem.
it just an
Whether,
appointment? or-
whether they get elected by other tenants, that's an option,
Well, they, unless.
or the other
people like
tenant.
to vote for them or.
We'll see, here's the thing, either the tenants get together and select somebody that the selectmen have to approve. The tenants can't just have their own secret election.
Right.
Because that violates all the election laws. So they can nominate someone or two people, and then the selectmen appoint them. But the state hasn't worked all of that out yet, because it's gonna be different if you're a large housing authority or a small housing authority. Because there's housing authorities that only have a duplex. That is their whole housing authority. They only have two
Never had a
residents.
choice,
you know?
right?
And so, yeah, so they may decide that the small housing authorities get a waiver and they don't have to, or they may decide if you already have a tenant on the board, then that's good enough and that open seat can go to anybody, but they haven't made any of those decisions yet. And they're not gonna for the May election. So we're stuck for another year, unless they tell us we can appoint someone. If they come out with the legislation that says if you have somebody currently on your board who is a member, regardless of how they got there, then that satisfies the law, then we're all set, and we just have to find somebody for the selectmen to appoint.
Okay, so next is the executive director's report, so you get to speak again, John.
All right, so you may or may not be running again, is that where we're at with Judith?
I am not running
Okay.
unless you need me, unless somebody else doesn't step forward to run. I will,
All right, I just want to know how to write that up.
so that there's always, it's nothing worse than everybody having to show up. Do you know, I mean. to
Yeah,
have
it
a-
could be difficult at a crucial meeting where somebody really just couldn't come, they were
Right.
sick or something.
I think people will run, don't you? Maybe not.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Can you put an ad out in the Chronicle, or is there some way to?
Well, it's advertised what seats are open.
Okay.
The town does that when they post for the election information. Yeah, I just read it. It was in the Chronicle a couple of weeks ago, what there was for open seats, so.
Okay.
I've been telling a lot of people to, especially
Yeah,
people that have never done it before. It's a
Yeah.
really good, I like this committee. It's been a wonderful experience.
what a small little group we are.
Yes,
John's guidance is very helpful.
yes.
The director's report,
Mm-hmm.
not much going on at the group home, all is well up there.
Did they clean that up? I walked by there, it looks cleaner. They were gonna,
Yeah, we had the house pressure washed.
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
good, yeah.
Yeah, that was last month, yeah, just before Christmas. It's been so warm, it's been great. Yeah, they got it all pressure washed and all of that. We've had to replace another boiler in the family units. They replaced the original boilers with Lars units, which are boilers that you can't get parts for anymore. So even if they aren't real old, you can't get parts. They don't make parts for them anymore, so.
Is Lars, is that a foreign?
Lars, they did swimming pool heaters, is how they got started. And then they went into the boilers, basically the same thing, so they went into that.
What brand are you using now?
We've been using a couple of different brands, but yeah, the real high-end, high-efficient,
But they're
Lloyd?
domestically produced?
yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
But they're the big name ones.
Okay.
The advantage we have is the plumber we use works by himself, so it's not prevailing wage.
Yeah.
So we can get good quality, I mean, we can get the high-end stuff for less than what it would cost us for cheaper stuff with somebody who had to pay prevailing wage.
Right.
Because he works for himself, he doesn't have to, so
Is there
saves us a lot of money.
state contract you can buy off it too?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
I know they have,
yeah, though, there's a whole,
yeah.
it's called Combis,
Yeah.
and, yeah, it's a whole website with all sorts of stuff.
Still gotta get somebody to put it in.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
well, you can get all of that through there, but still all of that's prevailing wage. Where this is a local guy who works for himself, so it's cheaper. Get a boiler installed for
Going
less than
forward,
$6,000, which,
You're,
That's really.
the guy who follows you, that's a good piece of advice, is try to get a sole proprietor so you don't get stuck with that.
Yes.
So if you used a Whiteley, for example, you're saying the labor cost would be a lot higher?
yeah, because they have to pay prevailing wage.
Okay, so that's a good thing to keep in mind.
Yeah. The downside is, he's not always around or available. So we have, yeah, so we have, Winslow Plumbing and Heating. They service our generators in both towns and things like that, so, we have them, we're on their list, so we are customers, so we will get a preference over. If you call as a non-customer, you're
Don't hold your breath.
way down the list, but if you're a customer, then, yeah, they make sure that they get things, especially emergencies, so,
Yeah,
so that's our backup for,
that comes in handy.
yeah, when Mark's not around.
Will you have a shredding service come in and shred all those 70 boxes of
Yes.
paper? Yes.
Yes, they've done about
I just
30
don't
of
wanna-
them
I just
so
don't want to
far.
see somebody go through a little shredder with
They,
them.
yeah, we filled the garage and they
Yeah.
shredded, they took all of those and
They should come right on site and shred, right?
now we gotta empty the attic, yeah.
What? Yes, yeah,
Yeah, we have another,
yeah. We-
probably 30 boxes in the attic. to-
Yeah, we had a
down
shredding
and get
service,
rid
and
of.
every now and then we'd have to go purge old files. and
Yeah.
They would come in monthly, but when we did that, they come in.
Yeah, well, they do a monthly pickup, but this is all the old files.
Right.
When we moved the Harwich office to Chatham, everything went,
Mhm.
and there was a lot of stuff in Harwich too, and,
Right. It's amazing.
You have to take an inventory of what you have, you have to send it to the state, tell them everything that you want to get rid of, the dates of everything you want to get rid of, and then you get permission from them to do it, and then you have to send them certification that it was done. So
Wow.
it's not like, you just get rid of the
Right, it's
stuff.
not
There's,
like an.
there's always a process
Yeah,
with
right,
the
there's
state.
always a process, okay. So a motion to accept the executive director.
Well, I wasn't done yet.
I'm sorry, John, go
I think we
ahead.
got through very.
That's the only thing we got to talk about tonight.
Sorry, go ahead.
Who wants to get any?
Our admin fees went up for the MRVPs, which is
Nice.
nice. Another $210 a month, which never hurts. We're looking for the 200,000 for the rental voucher, and the ads went in the paper for my job.
Oh,
They did.
So, yeah.
Are you retiring?
I am retiring
That's what I
as
figured.
of
I see.
October, the end of October.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, I sent them my note, I gave them my notice in December.
Well, that's
There's-
exciting for you.
Yeah, it is.
Are you
Too young to
staying up
retire.
here? 'Cause most of your
Yes, no,
grandkids
yeah,
are
no,
out
we're,
here,
we're
right?
sticking around, yeah, we got no
Yeah.
place to go. I drive Tracy crazy, that's my assistant, every time she starts to give me a hard time. I have a countdown clock on my phone, it's like 9 months, 23 days, goes down to the second.
What will you have, 20 years in or something?
24,
24
Wow.
plus, of course, you're at 60, so.
yeah. So, yeah,
You've
that's,
been here in Harwich for 24?
no,
No.
living in Chatham,
Chatham, I mean.
24,
I meant Chatham.
yeah.
Yeah,
And then,
for a long time,
2012, I became the director, so that's when I started in Harwich.
okay.
And your schedule leave in October?
Yeah,
Okay,
So will you hire somebody before then? I hope?
yes, yeah, well, that's the thing, the state,
Applications are due in March.
the,
Start already.
yeah, well, the state requires that they have a signed contract at least 2 months before the start date. And,
Wow, really?
yeah, because you have to send it in, then they have to approve it and
Oh, I see.
and do all of that and decide whatever they're gonna decide, but,
You have anybody interested yet?
Tracy,
I was gonna say, is Tracy gonna?
yeah,
yeah,
I
okay.
mean, that would be my hope, is that she
Yeah.
would,
Transition.
yeah, just slide right in, because
That'd be great.
she knows she knows everything, and, you know, we've got a congregate house, which there aren't that many of, so most people aren't gonna be familiar with any of that, so she's got a leg up on everybody. But yeah, that's the plan, that, as far as I'm concerned, that's what I would like to see happen, is her slide into my spot, and then I can finish teaching her the few things she doesn't know yet,
And
and
then they'll hire
she can-
somebody for her position.
well, she can train Kata, who is working part-time, to slide into her spot.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then you just would hire somebody to replace Kata?
they may not need to do
Oh,
that.
okay, because she's,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we ended up hiring Kata because,
the computer.
the state was changing over all of the processes, and it's still a nightmare, and they still have to do the MRVP program, which is gonna be another nightmare, so once all of that gets the bugs worked out of it, and it'll
You
go
hope
back
it's done by
to
October,
it'll
right?
go back to a two-person office
Okay.
probably, but that's up to them.
Yep. Okay, well, there's some hope that they'll have somebody decent in there then anyway.
Yes,
okay.
yes, that was
Perfect.
my recommendation to the board, was that they hire Tracy, but it has to,
They have to publish it.
oh, it's gonna be a worldwide search and all sorts of stuff. and, You know, it's,
Yeah.
Worldwide.
that's what they say. We
Not national.
recommend that people
Worldwide.
hire within, but it has to be a nationwide
Nationwide, okay.
search. But, I mean, you do like ZipRecruiter, and it
Yeah.
goes all over the world.
Goes on,
Yeah.
wow.
So that's what's happening. So, yeah, October 31st is my last day.
I'm not sure I want to accept this report.
And I'm going to Florida in March.
In March, but you are coming back.
I am
right?
coming
Okay,
back,
good.
yes.
Okay, now. are you
Now we
done?
can do whatever we
Okay,
want with that
okay.
report.
Okay, do I have a motion to reluctantly accept the report, especially the part about him resigning?
Seconded or?
I'll
We need a
make
motion.
I'll make the motion. Second.
Second, okay.
See,
all in
Judith is
favor,
anxious to get rid of me.
please?
She was the
Yeah.
first.
All in favor, say aye.
Before you, John.
Did everybody say yes?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so moved. I didn't ask if there was any
No, I'm
discussion.
envious. Retirement, wow.
I'm retired.
And here you are.
Yes.
You work part-time, right? You got all your grandkids?
Yeah, just 10 weeks. Yeah, I actually probably had more free time when I wasn't retired.
When you weren't retired, it's
I
amazing,
need
isn't
to
it?
warn you, John.
Yeah, I know how it goes. I've talked to enough retired people.
I
It
used to,
gets
when I
busier.
worked, and people said to me, oh, I'm busier now than when I worked. I would want to slap them and
Yeah.
say, yeah, right.
And now you know,
But you're
it's
doing
true.
you want.
What?
That's the
True.
difference.
That's
Yeah.
true.
You are busy when you're retired, but you're doing generally what you want.
Yes, that's true. Although somehow I didn't anticipating having all the grandkids, although I have to say, we totally love getting to know them. They're great
Mhm.
kids, having them. And they're all 2, 3 graduate this year, so,
Wow.
yeah. So pretty soon, that will be ended too. Do we have any old business?
I got nothing.
Any new business?
Just Judith not running. I put her under new business.
Okay. Sorry, I jumped the
That's
gun.
okay.
I don't see any citizens here for participation, so I guess what we do is we set our next meeting date.
Which will be what, March? Something.
No
We're
meeting in
skipping-
February?
We don't need to.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, let's.
Yeah,
do
we've been
that.
doing every other month and it's been
Yeah.
working out,
Yeah,
so.
I'm okay with that, especially
24th?
since I work this time of year.
Is that right?
1, 2, 3, 4, 31st is the last.
You want to do the last one, not the fourth one?
Yeah,
Okay.
So 31st or 24th?
31st. Unless the 24th works out better. I don't
No,
care
it's
either
fine.
way. All right.
First is fine, Harwich Housing.
Yeah, we're leaving Sunday the 1st and I'm back to work on the 11th.
Okay.
And I'm looking forward to it.
Nice. We went to Florida this
Part of
October,
Florida.
it was wonderful. We were gone for like 3.5 weeks.
My sister lives in Pasadena Grill, which
Where is that?
is,
Past the grill?
That's the girl. I know.
Pasadena Grill.
That's the
It's
girl.
Pasadena Grill, and it is down on Tampa Bay. I forget exactly where.
You're a driver or flying?
No, we're flying.
Oh, nice.
Where's it
Tickets were
near?
cheap
West
enough.
Coast, East Coast?
West Coast,
Lo-
not far from the airport,
Naples?
23 miles from the Tampa airport.
Tampa Airport, okay,
Yeah.
so like in the middle.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah.
I guess it got so cold a couple weeks ago, like they had a cold snap, that there were.
It was iguanas.
Really
It was
quiet.
raining
Oh, yeah.
iguanas.
It was raining iguanas, I
Trees,
know.
Yeah.
And they're big, some of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was surprised. We were in the Keys in Marathon, and like there's all these, they're like this big, running all over the place. They don't do anything.
No, they just
all
run
over
around
the
and eat
place.
bugs.
Yeah,
it's a good thing.
probably a good thing, right?
Yeah.
Well, we ran around and ate key lime pie.
Cool.
Okay, so we have our next meeting set. I'm going to be away in May and June, but I think I will be here for the meeting, so that's good. We're not leaving till the 31st.
And if it is my last meeting, do you guys eat apple pie?
It's your, what, the next meeting is your last
If it
meeting?
is, if it is,
Yeah.
you know, depending on what the
Anything you want to
clerk
bring,
says.
we'll eat.
Yeah.
We eat anything that doesn't eat us first.
The only thing, treats that I can really make up.
Aw.
I'm sure that's not true. Okay, so I guess we need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
I hope not.
Yeah, right. If not, we're
Can you
good.
hit
All right.
stop report? Just hit it once.